And you've just heard Believe by Ant Thomas. And I'm so pleased to be joined once again by Ant himself. Hello there.
How you doing?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
And so tell us about Believe.
So it's a song I put out 2 weeks ago. Uh, it kind of started off as writing about balance in life and all that stuff. Like being busy and finding time for your family and things like that. It started like that, and eventually I just felt like it was a bit too complicated. You know, so we just kind of scrapped that version of it, and then my wee daughter Gaia was teaching me how to write music in Gaelic, the Scottish Gaelic.
All right.
You know, yeah. So she was just writing like a simple song, Kimida Hadu and then Hakuma. She was teaching me small words. So we started writing a song based on that. Uh, and yeah, and I said it before. I was a bit, I guess maybe just couldn't write anything anymore. I feel like I didn't have nothing to write about. And the song I was writing previously that wasn't that we scrapped, it just didn't make any sense. You know what I mean? It just wasn't good at all.
So did you
Uh,
start again? Was I think you're kind of
Started again, yeah, it just started again. 100% started again. And I think I just started to simplify stuff because my daughter was starting to lead the way more. She's to this place now where she's writing music, even songs, her and her we friends. So I kind of just took advice from her, a 9-year-old kid.
So has she got a co-writing credit on this track?
Oh, she wants it all.
But it's a real upbeat track as well. You know, there's a real
Mhm.
kind of joy to it. So what but the what inspired that? Was that your daughter too?
Yeah, it was technically a huge part, because I think I was right. I was just writing something that I felt like just too deep. It was the first one, and then just watching her do a take on the other song that I was writing. She kind of I guess simplified it for me. She made it make more sense. I think I was just overthinking, and she was in the kid's imagination, being able to just I don't know capture it perfectly. So I think I just slowed down and listened to her. And they gave me more ideas on like, oh, this can be kind of cool. We did this or we did that.
That's really interesting to hear. Do you think it's almost like, I mean, you've been making music for a long time.
Yeah.
You've got all these ideas and all this background stuff coming, and also, whatever thoughts you might have.
Hmm.
But seeing a child do it from scratch and with a sort of innocence that there is, did
Yeah.
that affect it?
Yeah, because you don't have the thoughts of like this needs to be the chorus, this needs to be this, and
Yeah.
it she doesn't. Well, most kids probably wouldn't, don't think about it. I think that's a good thing. So she was just coming up with ideas because she plays the cornet and she's
Right.
just learning the ukulele. So I think we were just learning together. I was learning how to simplify it and once they get to the point, but go on a journey. Uh, and she was learning, like cornet, playing the chords to the song for me on a cornet, and John is just doing a wee melody. And I'm thinking, that's kind of good, yeah. So, yeah, but out of the innocence of just imagination and creating, it was brilliant.
And does it take you back to when you were starting to learn instruments and starting to sing and all of those things?
Yeah, I think it did. I never really thought about it, but I think that's true. Me and my mate that helps me record it. We kind of when I first started, I wasn't that great at guitar, and I'm still trying to find my voice too, years and years ago. But I really enjoyed the journey, you know. I really enjoyed the journey, even when it was kind of hard. I just like, oh man, I don't know if I could do this. I can't do this bar chord. It's too hard. You know what I mean? Something like that. But I really enjoyed the journey, and I guess watching a kid do it and enjoy the journey again, it's kind of like, oh, I need to shake it off. You know what I mean?
But I mean, I guess that's right. You do these things because there's a love to them and a joy and an
Yeah,
excitement
yeah,
in finding out new things. And I guess for all of us, whatever it might be over the years, other things come in about, well, is that cool? Is that, how do
yeah,
I gonna, is that deep, as you mentioned earlier on? There's a whole lot
yeah.
of things which are not important at the beginning.
No, not at all. Not at all. You can figure all those. I think you can figure out the story later,
Yeah.
but you don't really want to stop the flow because you don't know if you're gonna get it back again. It's just. I think with anybody that writes or just creates, you gotta just don't get in the way of it. Well, I believe that. Just don't get in the way of it because you might not have that same magic tomorrow. It's kind of like
Mm.
it just needs to be captured in that moment, and I just learned to stay out of the way of it now. Just kind of let it unfold.
Yeah, for what you're saying, it reminds me almost of, bands who make their debut album or debut single and it's gone, it's quick. And then by the time they're making their third or fourth album, it can take years because they're just thinking about these
Yeah,
things and thinking about it.
yeah.
And does this release does it signal that there's going to be more new solo music from you?
Yeah, well, I have a new single coming out next month, actually, the beginning of the next month. Uh Slightly different from Believe, but still in uh that's that same creative way, that same way of creating, of just getting out the way and finding the melody, you know, if it's through like listening to a kid sing a song or just like watching somebody, just taking a walk, just be it present to kind of let it happen and not to overdo it.
And is this something that you've been working? Are these new songs things you've been working on for a while,
Mhm.
or because I think your last EP when we last spoke, that was a solo EP as well, wasn't it?
That was solo, yeah. Yeah.
520 was the name of it, wasn't it? If I
Yeah,
remember.
that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So did you feel that that was the beginning of something? It was more acoustic for a start, and that would be a direction you wanted to go,
hmm
or yeah, and this is the next step in that.
Yeah. I think with the EP, it was just more of an accident because it wasn't, I never really looked at being a solo artist. I think we just took that trip to Ireland and I think just sitting back reflecting, just free writing without stopping to say this is this and that. It just turned into an EP. Coming back to Glasgow and then showing it to my mate, and he kind of inspired me to say, all right, we should do this because it's taking you too long. You know what I mean? So this one took about 2 or 3 years to make.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, because some of the songs didn't make the EP.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just it didn't fit. Yeah.
But there's still songs that you want people to hear and kind of get out there.
Yeah, I think we decided to like really produce it. We decided to make records to like, to really focus on the chorus and focus on the bridge and just how it sound from beginning into end. The first one obviously was way more stripped back and
Yeah.
just testing the water just to you know, see if it would work. And to see if we could play it live. That was a big thing for me and Chris is like, can we play this live? Let's do this acoustic first and go play it live and find the inspiration in it.
And now that you have played a few live gigs like that, how do
Yeah.
you feel it works well?
I think it works great, especially the musicians, my solo thing is mainly like a trio, because it just works so me, Chris, and Johnny. And my wife comes in sometimes to do backing vocals, but we get along so well. I think we understand the music, just understand how you can do it can come across more powerful by being simplistic if that's what it takes. See how it sounds simple before we start throwing everything at it, and then or do we do it the other way? Or you throw everything at it, put everything, all the sprinkles and the production on it, and then it's like that doesn't work. That needs to come out. That needs to come out. That needs to come out. So yeah, but it works well live, and it's really great.
And I know, I mean, this interview will be going out in August, but I think you're playing at the Fringe Festival. Is that right?
Yeah, I played at the Fringe on the 17th of August and St. James Quarters. Yeah, but it's yeah. I never been there yet, so I'm excited to go see how it is.
That's the shopping centre, I think
The
it's
shopping
called.
center, yeah, it's in one of the venues in the shopping center.
Yeah, I know. I know they did a series of gigs there last
Mhm.
year that were really, really well received. And we're going to hear a track from 520 later on as well after we've finished talking. But what about your other musical projects? Union of Knives, Dope
Mhm.
Sick Fly. Are there any news with those? Have you got any? Are they still ongoing?
Yeah, yeah, they're all still going. Yeah, Union and Ive is just a different type of approach. That's kind of just us just making music like we'll never put it out. You know what I mean?
Is that right? Is that how you looked at
Yeah, yeah, that's the way we go about it. That's just make it. That's not even think about putting it out. That's just make it. Who cares if it has a chorus or not? That's just write how we feeling 100% and just see what happens.
That's almost going back to what we spoke about originally about listening to your daughter doing music with no worries apart from the music itself. So that's a
Yeah.
really kind of refreshing viewpoint, I think, to making music.
Yeah, so that's the the knife style. It's always been that way, really. And Dope Sick Fly is really is getting busier with festivals. And it's always been more of like of a entertaining festival fun
Yeah.
band, Uh just like catchy choruses and soul music, funk and jazz and the kind of fusion. So that's still going. We got a few things coming up and we just finished recording a few songs. So looking to put something out soon. Just trying to get everybody together in right headspace also.
Yeah, because if people don't know, Dope Sick Fly, big band, big sound, brass. I mean, it is. It's almost
Mhm.
made festivals as a band.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. And that's what it really started from that anyway. It's always been a festival band. So and that was just mainly how to figure out how to make great records.
Mhm.
Yeah. But it's doing pretty good.
And I mean, actually, for people who don't know Union of Knives, how would you describe, apart from saying it's music that you were never sure whether it would get listened to or not, how would you
Mhm.
describe the sound?
Uh it's kind of like
Yeah.
electronic rock, indie rock, uh trip hop, sometimes house music. I don't know. It just every song is different. Every song is different, but it does have that fusion, completely different from the other things. But yeah,
Yeah, I think trip hop's an interesting touch point because it does
yeah,
sound, I think, kind of Bristol area in the 90s.
yeah. It does have that massive attack type of that kind of thing. See, like maybe like nowadays, more like in a young father's type of
Very much so.
that type of lane. Experimental is always experimental.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we do approach it so we don't hold ourselves back creatively. That's why I think we approach it like we're never gonna put it out because if we know we're gonna put it out, then I think it'll be too, I don't know, maybe boring. You know, Yeah, I think it'll be boring. But it's exciting. It's exciting to do it.
And what in terms of recording, I mean, I take it there will be difference recording the solo stuff
Hmm.
to working with other bands, but is there one you prefer? Is writing this solo stuff, does it mean more to you, or is there a difference at all?
No, I don't think so. I love them all. I love doing them. It keeps you. I don't know. It keeps you. I, I don't know the right word for that, but I enjoy each one of them because I never really do them at the same time, you know? When
Yeah.
it's like a union of night time, it's a union of night time. When it's a dope six fly time, it's a dope six fly time. And now I'm finding my solo time. So I try to balance it out in that way because it takes a lot of energy to
Sure.
to to do all of them, or even doing things outside of those things. It just, because we have a annual thing we do. Well, I do 3 times a year with Color Classical, and it's a orchestra and performers playing house music, and that takes it's so much work to do. So I really couldn't even do any one of those, the band things at that time. Yeah, so it's just a time and a place.
So you're able to kind of compartmentalize and say, yeah, this is my time for that.
Yeah,
And that's the way it works. And I will say to people, if you've only heard Believe that we played and Starts With You that we'll play later, go and check out Dope Sick Fly and Union of Knives and other stuff because it's such a different, it's
yeah,
such
it is.
varied, you've got such varied genres that you're kind of working in. I don't think we've ever spoken about your influences. Who are the kind of big influences for Ant Thomas?
I'm talking artist wise.
Yeah, artist wise.
Artists. I like a lot of different type of genres. The one that come to mind, obviously, is maybe I say Kings of Leon is one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I do like Massive Attack too. I like when they started to change a wee bit, when they started to bring different type of world music together.
Yeah.
I like that version of them. Corinne Bailey.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
fantastic albums.
I
Kings of
like.
Leon's an interesting one because people would kind of go Southern rock
Mhm.
is their kind of thing. But so what is it about them that you think, yeah, they inspire me?
I love how they changed, you know. I like that they got better. Even when they were starting out, they had a really, it was way more Southern rock, and then they grew to make just great records
Mm.
as a band. Kind of like Chili Peppers. That's another band I really love. They were a really great funk band at one time,
Oh,
and then they just started to grow to make better records. But
yeah.
you were there to watch I guess, the evolution of them. Like, because some people probably wouldn't like the later Kings Leon after like Sex on Fire.
Mhm.
But I love the beginning and the end because they never stayed the same. They
Yeah.
still had that same, like, I don't know, powerful performance, but even the singer, his voice changed. You know, at first, I don't think anybody knew what he was saying at first, you know. But after a while, it kind of became better, and I respect that from, that they grew.
And Chili Peppers is another interesting one.
Another one,
They
yeah.
really were a kind of almost punk funk band when
Funk,
they
funk,
did.
yeah, they were really, yeah, exactly.
And then by the end, there was bigger production and bigger sounds as well. And go back to Dope Sick Fly, you mentioned that you wanted to make better albums. Is that the kind of thing you're talking about?
Yeah, better records, better albums, yeah. Uh, Yeah, because I think we're at that place now where we can do it. I don't think we knew how to do it before. You know, it was just jamming. So
I mean, you say you can compartmentalize these different parts of your musical life, but do they feed into each other as well? For instance, you're talking about the kind of more simple way, perhaps, of writing a track like Believe.
mhm.
That maybe feed into other things, another
I think
project?
so. It might. I used to do it a lot, but next, 3 or 4 years now, I kind of been going into each session with no idea on how to do it. Just so I'm not, because I don't want Dope Six Fly to sound like Union Knives or Union Knives to sound like the
Yeah.
solo thing, you know? So I go in and it's members of bands too, so everybody has a different idea that they can bring to the table. So I kind of just let that happen first and just not act like it's just brand new again, you know? I think you can get something better. You can get something out of that you never thought of. So I think each one is a different approach. Every single time is just a different approach. That's what makes it so fun.
You sure, sure.
Yeah.
And I was wondering how making and releasing music has changed for you over the years. You know, I've been doing it for a wee while now.
Yeah.
Are there big changes that you've noticed, or do you just still do it the way you want to do it?
No, it's just a better team now. You know, it's a better team that just kind of make you think about how you want to actually put it out. There's just better communication uh, with any people that's helping me behind the scenes. You know, everybody has like a good open relationship to talk about like, maybe not that, or maybe, it's open for discussion. Maybe like 4 or 5 people, but still it's just coming together with a we team is way takes a lot off your shoulders. And it makes the rollout better.
And
With a we team.
in a moment, I'm going to play one of my favorite tracks from 520, which is Starts With You. But I wondered if how you feel about that EP, because I didn't believe it was 2 years ago, but it's about 2 years
About
ago.
2 years ago, yeah, yeah.
How do you
I
look
love
back
it.
on that?
I love it. I still listen to it. I love it. It was so worth doing. You know, exactly that way. I wouldn't change a thing about it. I love the way that it turned out. You know,
That
it
must be
was
great to have written something like that where you look back on it and say, yep, that's what I was going for. And we achieved what we were after.
yeah. But like I said, just and I think just me and Chris connecting and just I think being able to talk about the subject before even writing the song. That's kind of what that whole EP was. It's just kind
Yeah.
of like how do you express that feeling? You know, how do you express it? So yeah.
Well, and thanks so much for taking the time to talk to me. All the best with the new music and when you play live as well.
Cheers. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
And this is Ant Thomas and Starts With You.